the sky ripped open with a fury of fire and thunder. Starship Flight 9 ascended with the hopes of a multi-planetary future riding on its stainless steel shell. Then a chilling silence. A sudden violent bloom of orange and black against the blue. An explosion. Just like that, another test flight ended not in triumph, but in a spectacular, heartbreaking failure. This wasn't just a rocket. It was a symbol, a testament to humanity's audacious dreams. The raw footage is etched into our minds. It leaves you wondering, what went so terribly wrong and what does this fiery end mean for our journey to the Moon and Mars? You saw the footage. The initial ascent, powerful and precise, seemed almost perfect. Then the unexpected. That moment, a flicker, then an expanding cloud of debris. It happened so fast. Experts pored over the telemetry, the millions of data points streamed back in those agonizing seconds before impact. Early analysis pointed to a series of cascading failures, a complex dance of pressures and temperatures pushed beyond their limits. There were whispers of a fuel leak, a loss of critical pressure in the main tanks during the coast phase. These are not simple machines. They are intricate symphonies of engineering, and even a single discordant note can lead to disaster. The exact sequence of events, a chilling ballet of physics, unfolded rapidly. The world watched. Elon Musk, the visionary behind SpaceX, quickly took to social media, his words a mix of stark reality and unwavering optimism. He acknowledged the setback, of course. There was no hiding the explosion. But his focus remained firmly on the data, the lessons learned. He spoke of progress, of reaching new milestones even amidst the fiery destruction. For him, these rapid, unscheduled disassemblies are not failures in the conventional sense, but rather accelerated learning opportunities. This perspective, though perhaps jarring to some, is the very core of SpaceX's unconventional approach. It is a philosophy built on the brutal honesty of real-world testing. Now, let's dissect the wreckage not just of the physical Starship, but of the hopes it carried. The damage was extensive. Visuals from the crash site show twisted metal, shattered components, and a stark reminder of the forces at play. Engineers are meticulously sifting through the remains, piecing together the puzzle of what exactly failed, and where the critical weak points lie. Every fragment tells a story. Every bent strut and charred pipe whispers a secret to those who can interpret its meaning. This isn't just forensics, it's a deep, painful learning exercise. The ripple effect on the Starship program is undeniable. Every explosion, every lost prototype, pushes back the timeline. It costs time, resources, and countless hours of highly skilled labor. The financial toll is significant, with each Starship prototype costing tens of millions of dollars to build. Then there are the indirect costs, the delays to future missions, the reevaluation of design choices, the constant recalibration of expectations. It's a costly tuition in the school of spaceflight, paid in steel and fire. But for SpaceX, it's a necessary expenditure for a prize they believe is priceless. Yet this isn't a story of defeat. Elon Musk's public stance, unwavering despite the setbacks, highlights a crucial aspect of SpaceX's strategy. He quickly outlined the path forward. Fix the leaks. Improve the pressure systems. Strengthen the structural integrity. The plan is not to stop, but to accelerate. He speaks of a relentless march towards improvement, leveraging the immense data gleaned from each flight. This is the essence of iterative development. Build, test, learn, repeat. Each explosion is a harsh teacher, but a teacher nonetheless, pointing the way to a more robust, reliable Starship. What exactly is SpaceX learning from Flight 9? They are discovering the true stresses of atmospheric re-entry, the nuanced behavior of cryogenic propellants in flight, and the subtle interactions between complex systems under extreme conditions. Every sensor reading, every fragmented video frame, provides invaluable insight. This data directly informs the next iteration of Starship, leading to design modifications, stronger materials, and refined operational procedures. It's a brutal public engineering experiment, but one that yields profound and rapid progress. The importance of this iterative development model cannot be overstated. Unlike traditional aerospace companies that spend decades perfecting a design before a single flight, SpaceX builds and tests rapidly, accepting visible failures as part of the process. This fail fast, learn faster philosophy allows them to identify and correct flaws at an accelerated pace. It's a high-risk, high-reward strategy that has dramatically sped up rocket development, setting them apart in the fiercely competitive world of space exploration. It is a testament to their unwavering belief in learning from experience, no matter how painful. This is not merely about launching satellites. it is about rewriting humanity's destiny. Starship is designed to be fully reusable, capable of transporting over 100 tons of cargo or people to orbit, the Moon, and ultimately Mars. Its potential to revolutionize space exploration is breathtaking. Imagine routine trips to lunar bases, vast Martian settlements, and even rapid point-to-point travel across Earth. This vehicle could unlock possibilities we can barely conceive of today, turning science fiction into everyday reality. It is the key to becoming a multiplanetary species. However, the road ahead is long and arduous. Technical hurdles remain immense. Perfecting the heat shield for re-entry, mastering orbital refueling, a critical step for deep space missions, and developing reliable life support systems for extended journeys are just some of the challenges. The sheer complexity of integrating so many cutting-edge technologies into a single reliable system is a monumental task. Each successful component test brings hope, but the overall system must function flawlessly. The margin for error in space is brutally thin. The journey demands unwavering perseverance. Setbacks like Flight 9 are not just expected, they are integral to this ambitious program. SpaceX's commitment to relentless innovation, their willingness to push boundaries and learn from mistakes, is what drives them forward. It is a philosophy that embraces the very essence of exploration, the acceptance of risk, the tenacity in the face of adversity, and the unshakable belief in a greater purpose. They are building not just rockets but pathways to a future beyond Earth. Starship's role extends far beyond its own missions. It is seen as a game-changer for humanity's entire space future. It promises to dramatically reduce the cost of space travel, making previously impossible missions feasible. This could unlock new eras of scientific discovery, from asteroid mining to deeper astronomical observations. It also aligns with the broader ambitions of NASA's Artemis program, with Starship selected as the human landing system to return astronauts to the Moon. It is a critical piece in a much larger global puzzle of space exploration. This grand vision of space exploration with Starship at its heart is not just a story for engineers or scientists. It's a human story. It's about our collective drive to push limits, to understand our place in the cosmos, and to secure a future for generations to come. Every launch, every test, every dramatic anomaly is a chapter in this unfolding saga. This is your invitation to follow along on Starship's incredible, often turbulent journey. Stay informed, stay curious, and dare to imagine a future where the stars are within our grasp. But here is the unsettling question. What if the drive for speed, the acceptance of rapid unscheduled disassemblies, eventually leads to a catastrophic event that shakes the very foundation of public trust, jeopardizing not just Starship, but humanity's entire spacefaring dream? The question lingers. What if the drive for speed, the acceptance of rapid unscheduled disassemblies, eventually leads to a catastrophic event that shakes the very foundation of public trust, jeopardizing not just Starship, but humanity's entire spacefaring dream? This chilling possibility is not merely a theoretical exercise. It is a very real shadow hanging over every launch, every test, every bold proclamation. The history of space exploration is littered with both triumphs and tragedies, each one burned into collective memory. A large-scale public failure, especially one involving human lives, could set back the dream of Mars for decades, perhaps even extinguish it entirely. The pressure on the engineers, the scientists, and the entire team at SpaceX is unimaginable. They operate under a relentless spotlight, with the world watching their every move. The stakes are literally planetary. Every decision, every calculation, carries the weight of a multi-billion-dollar project in the future of human expansion into space. Long hours, intense scrutiny, and the constant threat of failure take a profound psychological toll. These are not emotionless machines. They are dedicated individuals, often sacrificing personal lives for this grand ambition. They feel the weight of expectation, the sting of every setback, and the hope of every tiny success. Their mental fortitude is as crucial as any technical specification. Public perception is a fragile thing. While many admire SpaceX's audacious spirit and iterative approach, there is a limit to how many fiery explosions the public will tolerate, especially if the narrative shifts from learning experience to reckless endangerment. The initial awe can quickly turn into skepticism, then cynicism. Funding, political will, and even basic public support could erode if the perception of safety and reliability is irreparably damaged. The dreams of Martian colonies, once so vibrant, could wither on the vine of public disapproval. This is not just about engineering, it is about managing an epic narrative, one that needs public endorsement to survive. The ambitious timelines, while inspiring, also breed immense risk. Pushing hardware to its limits, accelerating test schedules, and accepting a higher rate of failure are calculated gambles. But every gamble carries inherent danger. A spectacular accident that results in loss of life, either during a test or, God forbid, a crewed mission, would be devastating. It would trigger intense investigations, public outcry, and potentially lead to significant regulatory intervention. The dream, for all its majesty, hinges on a delicate balance between pushing the envelope and ensuring fundamental safety. What is the acceptable price for becoming a multiplanetary species? That is a question we are only beginning to truly confront. Beyond the immediate spectacle of a Starship explosion, consider the profound human cost. The future missions to Mars will carry human beings. They will commit years of their lives to training, to isolation, to the unimaginable risks of deep space travel. The psychological toll of confinement, the extreme distance from Earth, and the crushing awareness of their unique vulnerability are immense. They will be pioneers in the truest sense, stepping into the void. What is our ethical responsibility to these individuals? Are we truly doing everything possible to mitigate every conceivable risk, or are we, in our haste, asking them to pay too high a price for our collective ambition? This leads us to a deeper contemplation of why. Why are we so desperate to go to Mars? Is it purely for scientific discovery? For the advancement of technology? Or is there a more primal, perhaps unsettling, motivation? As our own planet groans under the weight of climate change, resource depletion, and growing societal pressures, is Mars not just an option but a desperate necessity? Is the dream of Starship and Martian colonies a grand testament to human aspiration, or a frantic escape plan? This dark undercurrent, the idea of a planetary backup, adds a layer of urgency, and perhaps a touch of desperation to the entire endeavor. If Starship succeeds beyond its wildest dreams, facilitating routine travel to Mars, what kind of society will we build there? Will it be a utopian beacon of human ingenuity, free from the constraints and conflicts of Earth? Or will it merely replicate our terrestrial flaws, transporting our social inequalities, our environmental carelessness, and our political divisions to a new, pristine world? The very act of colonizing another planet carries immense ethical responsibilities. We have a chance to build anew, but do we have the wisdom to do it right? The future of Martian society is a blank slate, but the hands that will write upon it are very human, very flawed. But what if the dream fails? What if, despite all the billions spent, the lives risked, the ingenuity poured into it, Starship never fully achieves its promise? What if a series of insurmountable technical hurdles, or a catastrophic accident that breaks public will, ultimately leaves humanity confined to Earth? The psychological impact of such a failure, the crushing of a multi-generational dream, would be profound. It would force us to confront our limitations, our vulnerability, and the uncomfortable truth that some frontiers might forever remain out of reach. Would we then turn inward or simply accept a more confined destiny? The future of Starship, therefore, is not just about rocket science. It's a barometer of human ambition, resilience, and our capacity for both incredible achievement and devastating missteps. Every test flight, every fiery explosion, is a public negotiation between hope and fear, between pushing boundaries and respecting the immense power of the cosmos. The engineers at SpaceX work tirelessly, driven by a vision that is almost spiritual in its scope. They understand the dangers, the public scrutiny, and the immense responsibility. They are on the front lines of humanity's expansion, living a high-wire act with every launch. This ongoing saga of Starship is a vivid real-time drama unfolding before our eyes. It's a compelling narrative of risk, innovation, and the enduring human desire to reach for something beyond our grasp. The fate of Starship intertwines directly with humanity's future. It asks us to look inward as much as we look outward. Are we ready for the challenges, the inevitable heartbreaks, and the profound responsibilities that come with becoming a true spacefaring civilization? Or are we, in our relentless pursuit of speed, rushing towards a future we might not be truly prepared to handle? The silence after the next launch, the success or failure of the next fiery descent, might just hold the answer to humanity's ultimate destiny. This is not just a rocket.